we reached 30,000 subscribers a few days ago, and I made a video saying I'm gonna follow up and do something about that, so I am. I decided today, since I haven't done one of these, and a lot of people have been asking about one of these, I'm gonna show you guys my setup, and I'm also gonna show you guys how I edit. Well, the basics of how I edit, the fundamentals, so to speak. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you my room. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty shit. You're probably expecting something fucking amazing, but unfortunately for you, your expectations have now been shattered in the realization I am in fact not a YouTube god. Who would have thought it? So right down here next to my desk, hiding like the ghetto thugs they are, the PS4 and an Xbox One. I don't fucking use them because there's nothing to fucking play on them, but sometimes I play GTA 5 on the PS4, and up here we have a doorknob. I don't know why I panned up to that. Now I remember, I can't use this door, so I taped it off so people don't walk in and fucking use the light. It's all just so people don't use the fucking light that powers everything on this wall. Immediately next to the switch is a good old Blue Yeti. This is what I used to use before switching out to my new microphone, followed by a mess of cords, because I don't need to hide the fact I'm horribly unorganized. There's the Elgato, by the way. That's standard issue. Right here we have my baby that I'm forced to respect, because if I ever disrespect it, I will lose all of my footage, so you are a swell person. This is my Seagate, 5 terabytes of pure raw hard drive, which I use to store the hundreds and thousands of gigabytes of footage that I record weekly for all of you. Pretty much needed to do YouTube, really. Down here we have what I like to call the Tower of Duct Tape. It's literally, I've been replacing parts in it for years. It's got an i5 processor, a GTX 760, and 16 gigs of RAM. Not amazing, but I like it how it is. And this is the desktop. This is mess, but it's mine. So this is the A4 Tech Bloody series. I really like it. I don't need a mouse pad for it because the desk is black, but I really like this mouse. Here's an OtterBox case. Never dropped my phone, so I don't know why I fucking use it. Waste of 40 bucks. And there's the PS4 controller for the console I never use. My webcam up here is a Logitech C920. It does the job fine. And we have a Logitech G19 down here. Not sponsored by Logitech, I'm sorry to say. And here's the thing that's going to confuse the majority of you. This is my audio interface that I use with my microphone, a Behringer X1204. Lots of effects, lots of slidey, blinky lights. I don't understand what any of them do, but it makes me feel cool. And this is my microphone, a Shure SM7B. I like it. That sounds good. So I was racking my brain trying to think of ways to show you guys how I edit, and I was like, wait a second, I got a perfectly great example that I just made. So I'm gonna go through how I basically edited that setup video, because it's pretty simple, easy to grasp for people that don't understand. First of all, what you do is you take all of your files, and I just shoved them on here, and I ordered them all together the way I wanted to. This is the first thing, is just having that lovely fade in, that lovely fade in with a little bit of a twist. It's all done by keyframes manually. I just edit that in. The confetti is literally just behind this. Now, if we go further down, you'll see this is my music section. I always keep my music in separate areas so that, say, if I'm overlaying multiple music tracks, they're always, typically, for the most part, I like to keep my music at -15 dB all time. That's basically the volume. But since this video wasn't that complex, I didn't have to do that, so I just did them all manually and just lowered them down really low. But I like to keep my stuff quite quiet for the sake of, you know, keeping everyone being able to understand what the hell's going on. This is my usual transition effect, as you guys are probably aware of. It is just a push effect along with some Gaussian blur. So this is what it would look like if I wasn't using this blur effect to basically make it look like it was going faster. It would just be sliding. That's what it would look like. But because I added some Gaussian blur onto it, and add that whoosh effect, that looks much nicer, doesn't it? That's how I make my transitions. Well, the most common of my transitions. Also, since you guys may not have noticed, my room doesn't actually look this colorful. And you guys will notice this right now. As you can see, I use a 3-way color corrector to basically make it look a little bit more vibrant, because my room is very pale looking at all times. So I think it just makes it look a bit nicer. Sort of adds a little bit of something onto it, color correction wise. I like to use color correctors. I don't think there's any problem with them. Next thing I want to show you guys is like the good old classic mobile thing. All of my motion for a video is done by hand. People need to understand that, like, it's not something that's done very quickly. every single time you see one of those like diamonds up there, I have to do that by hand. So if say I decided that all of a sudden I want this hand to go over here now, it's going to go like this. And then it's going to come back. That is how animation is done. That is how you have to do it. Next thing is probably the only fun scene I really had during this, the Seagate. This is what this frame originally looked like. Get rid of that fire there and turn off that. There. This three-way color corrector is literally just making it red. So if I say bring this back, it's just set to make it very red and very, very, very demonic. And then I just added a bit of a layer of fire effect on top of it with an overlay opacity. Just to make it, just to give it the effect of having fire over it. Whereas in actuality, what it would have looked like otherwise was something more like this. Had I not? So I thought that this just made it look really, really demonic, and I really liked that, considering that hard drive basically holds me hostage every day of my life. If you guys haven't noticed, when I do like a lot of cinematic stuff and there's like the weird grays and the really saturated look to it and stuff like that, that's all done with that three-way color corrector. I just do a lot of keyframing to make it look just right. Now this is another part, the sliding out sort of the text. That's just used with a garbage mat. I use that for some stuff. Now that Adobe has masking, I really don't. But it's just basically me saying, hey, this is where I want this frame to end. I want it to end on this line, so don't ever show anything past this line. You dig? So basically I just did that for all three of these. That made it sort of look like it was just coming out from behind the computer. It was actually just being keyframed the exact same way that first one was. The rest of this stuff is just, you know, normal stuff. And then when I'm done with the video, I just go ahead and go up to the good old export, and then I go into Media Export and I upload it onto YouTube. So anyways, that's how I do my thing. That's how I made this video. This wasn't really a hugely great example of what I do, but it's one of the better examples, I'd say. But anyways, thank you all so much for 30,000 subscribers. It's insane that I've gotten this far. It's literally, everyone's gonna say it every single time they reach a milestone, but like, it is crazy. I got so many people I want to thank again, and it's like, I'm never gonna be able to get through all the names. So, thanks guys, you all rock. I can't believe it. It's amazing. So yeah, hope you learned or took something away from this little adventure into the behind the scenes of how I make my videos. Thank you all so much for stopping on by. Tomorrow's video is going to be some either Portal 2 or GTA 5. I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much. I will see you all in my next video. Bye everybody! I just fucking delete all this shit. I'll never need it again anyways. And save.